There's your chicken paprikash. I'm sorry. Anybody who's out there that's Hungarian is going to love this one because it's authentic. This sauce can be used on so many other things other than chicken. There's like a dozen different peppers, very similar to my hot sauce. And the Hungarians, they use many different peppers. We start out by sauteing onion, garlic, a variety of peppers and paprikas. We deglaze with white wine. We add some chicken stock. We thicken it up with a touch of clear gel, just for the gluten-free majority. And then we add sour cream and tomato, just a touch of tomato, you know, not a lot. We'll get this going on low, add a little butter, a couple bay leaves. I just cut around the pepper like that. Ensures that I get all the pepper, none of the seeds or ribs. So I do it on its side so I can see what I'm doing. This is the extent of the fresh peppers that I'm using. You can use jalapenos, you serranos, you could use as many different peppers as you'd like. Today I'm using what I have. If I had jalapenos, I'd put jalapenos in there. I've got some Scotch bonnets and some Carolina Reapers, but I'm not going to be using those. I'd enjoy it, but it would be hot for me also. You know, I wouldn't be able to eat a whole dinner because my mouth would be, you know, I like food spicy, but I don't like it to the point where it's uncomfortable spicy. You know, like I said, we want to get all these peppers and onions chopped up so we have a nice smooth sauce because we're not going to be straining it. And we want these peppers and onions and garlic to cook down, to almost thicken the sauce and cook down to a nice soft texture. Just see what we got going there. We're going to knock that down to a low heat so this just sweats. We don't want any color. We just want to cook that. You don't want to try and do all those peppers at once because then they won't move around. You know, you need to, when you're doing something like this, you can't fill your Roboku all the way. You gotta go about halfway. So now here, we're gonna start adding some dry peppers. Smoked paprika, about 2 ounces. Spicy paprika. See what different color that is there? I get my paprika from Hungary. So then I know that what I'm getting is what I'm getting. This is smoked and sweet. We had smoked and spicy, and you can see the different colors. Now we have sweet. I mean, you can see the 4 different colors of paprika. So now we're gonna mix this paprikas. We had 5 different paprikas. Now at this point, if you were doing okay with gluten, you'd add a little bit of flour, make yourself a roux. You add your chicken broth, finish with sour cream and heavy cream. Add seasoning of salt. I'm going to add some of my hot sauce, which has 14 peppers in it. So, you know, we're going to have close to 20 different peppers in this sauce for the paprikash today. I pour this chicken broth from the chicken breast. I strain it, all that albumin and bay leaves and black pepper. And now we've got this nice pepper. And we're going to thicken this up a little bit with a little clear gel once it comes to a simmer. And then we're going to add our sour cream and heavy cream. Oh, right now I'm going to add a little bit of tomato too. Yeah, it's not a tomato sauce, but you need a little bit of tomato for an acid. This is not to add to the color. This is absolutely for flavor. It gives you some acidity because you're going to have the richness of the sour cream and the heavy cream going on. That kind of tones it down. We're going to turn the heat up on this about medium now. We're going to bring this to a simmer. We're going to thicken it up very slightly because, as you can see, there is already some viscosity to this. You know, all those paprika powders in here, and the vegetables being pureed, it's got some substance already. Okay, our paprikash, you see the thickness I got on there? It's a thick vegetable sauce right now. Yeah, it's got that delicious pepper. We're going to add some heavy cream to this now. We're going to add the sour cream last because I don't want to curdle it. Notice how that cream just mellowed that out. You know, we haven't seasoned this with any salt or pepper yet. I'm going to take a little taste, see where we're at. Sweet, got a little kick to it. We just need some salt now. About 2 ounces of salt. And we make sure we mix that for at least a minute so that salt can dissolve. and I can get a real good judgment on how well we're doing. Now we'll check this one. Very nice. Just a touch more of salt. A touch of my hot sauce. It's got the chipotles, serranos, and the jalapenos, and the anchos, and the guajillos. So we got about 20 different peppers in here, but it's still edible. It's not blow the back of your head off. And we're still going to be adding sour cream to this. I still think this is just too watery right now. If you don't have clear gel available to you, if you don't order it special online, you can use cornstarch, arrowroot, tapioca. You could put chunked up potatoes in there and puree the whole thing with a blender and thicken it up with potatoes or rice. So, I mean, there's many ways to thicken up soups and sauces. It depends on what your diet calls for. Most of my customers are gluten-free. Most people are gluten-free now for whatever reason. You know, health, dietary, stomach issues, weight. We could get into hours of discussion why, but that's not really what I'm here to do today. I'm here to show you how to make delicious food from scratch and show you how easy it is. So I would have to say for this 2 gallons, I've got about a half a cup of clear gel here. If I don't need all this, I'll save some of it for my cream of chicken soup. But you really don't want to add a starch to anything until it's simmering or boiling. You can control how thick you want it easier when it's simmering or boiling. Sauce is now at a boil with that heavy cream in there. Now we're going to add half of my clear gel and see how that reacts. As you can see, the boil went away and we're getting a little bit of, we're starting to get a little bit of thickness there. I'm going to add just a touch more. All right, we're going to turn this down to a simmer because it'll burn easier. Now that it's thickened, it'll stick to the bottom. So we turn that down to a simmer because we want to cook out that starch. I'm going to put about 6 cups of sour cream in. We'll mix that in, and that's basically our paprikash sauce. I like to add a little chopped Italian parsley to this at the end to give it that herbal, a layer of fresh herbs. Now, if you put turmeric and cumin and cilantro in this, you'd almost have an Indian type of dish. This is Hungary. Now, if I were eating this at home, I'd add butter to this at the end, just because I like it a little rich. But that's it. That's my paprikash sauce for the chicken. If you were making this at home, you would take your seared off whole chicken, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, whatever chicken that you pre-browned but not cooked it all the way. You would add your chicken back to this sauce and you'd simmer it until the chicken was done, usually about 30 to 40 minutes. And then that would get served in a bowl like a stew, heavy soup. And you could serve it with rice or potatoes or noodles or spätzle, whatever you want. Or you could just eat it like this with good French bread with lots of butter on it. That's what I'm doing. We do one last check for seasoning. We never finish a recipe without doing the last check. Delicious. Nice texture, nice heat, a good amount of salt. I'm happy with that. And we're just gonna let this cool in the pot now. Finishing my paprikash with a little fresh green chives and a little fresh Italian parsley. If you're looking for something spicy, Scotch bonnets and Carolina Reapers will take you to the promised land, I assure you. But not here. Just too hot for grandma. Normally, if you were making this at home, you'd use a whole chicken with the bones in it. And you'd cook it in this sauce. This sauce can be used on so many other things other than chicken. It can be made into a soup, perfect for vegetarians. Or you can make it without the chicken broth and use vegetable stock.